There, going live. Click record there. Come on, working.
I think we got everybody. I think we're good to go.
Yes, and we are live, ladies and gentlemen. AsgardRadio.com. I am the one and only Chronic Chris. With me always on Tuesday, our fearless leader, Mr. Slider. And tonight we got Chris, Eric, and Brian from the band Mass Punishment.
Yeah. Hey,
yeah. How's it going, everyone?
All right, and if you've been listening, if you've been listening to last Friday and Saturday, I know you've heard "Godless America."
Woo! Heck yeah!
Yes.
We'd like to hear.
Yeah,
It's a nice little.
I just played it right before I ended the on-air music before we started this, so people heard your song coming. Now I gotta say, hey, I was in Desert Storm, Battle of 73 Easting,
God bless.
and
Yeah, brother.
biggest,
God bless. God bless.
biggest battle since biggest tank battle since World War II. So we also got with Iraqi Freedom, right?
Yep.
Okay, Iraqi Freedom. There you go. All right, combat infantry badge right there. So your guys' bio said something about you came up with this idea for a band. How did you conspire to do this? I mean, obviously we were both in combat. We both have the same knowledge of what happens. But how did you come up with a band for this?
Well, I was always doing music before I joined the army, and I so it was always something I was going to do. But growing up on bands like Megadeth and Metallica and Sepultura with all the songs, about war and everything was always intriguing. you know, to somebody who hasn't seen it, it's intriguing. Now that you've seen it, hindsight 2020, it's like kind of a nightmare. But yeah. So I just wanted to take what I went through in the army and more so in Iraq, and just it was a good outlet for me, dealing with PTSD myself and everything, and just something I always wanted to do, and I now had really reason for it to speak out about everything that was going on over there.
So when you started, when you wanted to get this together, and you got the guys with you now, and you told them, look, this is what I want to do. You come back now, you're in civilian life, which I know is a shitty transition. How did you get guys to come to your, mental level of
The vision?
Yep.
Yeah, the vision. It actually kind of just snowballed. I'm sorry to interrupt you. It snowballed.
Go ahead.
It was one thing led to another. The music that I was writing and the lyrics that I was writing all was really pertaining to that. So then I wanted to do more than just music, with the live shows and everything. So for me, a live show should be entertainment as well, for the as much for the eyes as well for the ears. So it just snowballed. One thing led into another, and it was like, yo, we'll do these camouflage uniforms. We'll make the stage look, we'll take out the stage all like an army camp, basically.
Yeah, the uniforms you've got look like the old tiger stripe from Vietnam.
That's actually that's our older uniform. We're doing something new that isn't even. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But the new uniforms are darker. They're not even used by any military organization. It's its own camouflage. So
Okay. So, you guys, when he came home and you guys got with him, and he said, "Look, I seen war, I seen this. I want to write about this. I want to sing about this. I want to get out there, and I want to, express myself." How did you guys say, you know what, let's do this? I know there's a lot of civilians that back us, combat veterans, and we appreciate you. Trust me, we really do. But when somebody with his passion and his vision comes to you and says, "I want to do this," what got you guys on board?
Well, for me, I was completely on board from the beginning. I mean, I've been following the government corruption for quite some time now. So, having a brother like Chris going in, dealing with the stuff that he had to deal with, sharing a couple of the stories that he did. I mean, it was just a shoe in that I was going to definitely join. I worked with a lot of whistleblowers from the United States military, black ops, and such. And just hearing everybody's story, being in drum corps myself, I don't have a military background, but my family has a military background. So we always were growing up with that type of lifestyle. But mass punishment really meant a lot to me because in drum corps, if one person messed up, or even if we got number one in place and one person got points deducted, we all had mass punishment casted upon us. Like it was all about being number one, the best. And I didn't want to be number one and the best. I just wanted to play,
Right.
So, but mass punishment, when he talked to me about what it meant to him in the army, I was like, well, we dealt with that in drum corps and it sucked. But I know it didn't suck as bad as what you two gentlemen had to go through. So, but yeah, I was on board with Chris from the moment basically he approached me with the idea and the concept.
Okay.
Right on. Well,
Hey,
that
what
answers
about you?
that answers my
Yeah,
question. I was going to ask, how did the name mass punishment come about? Just
Yeah,
for the
well,
listeners,
Well,
but you pretty much.
if one person messes up, everybody gets punished for it. Was basically,
Right.
it stemmed from basic training in the army. Was where we came up with the term originally.
Yeah.
And then I just thought, and then I just thought it would be a badass name, and I'm blessed enough with the guys in my band that I have that backed me on everything and and stuck with me through it. So I'm really blessed.
It's funny you said that when because we were we had downtime and we're all sitting on this bench one time and one of the drill sergeants yells out, "You in the green, drop!"
Yeah,
Looking at each other like, duh. And we,
exactly.
so like, all right, we fucking, we did push up, man. We were in the front leaning rest. We were fucking doing 50 push ups, and then we just standing there until he told us to recover. But yeah, you're right. It is once somebody, but you look around and you're like dumbfounded. We're like, fuck Rolling Green. What the hell is he talking about?
Right.
But so I didn't get to talk to what you call it about how you got involved and what was your take on it?
For me, I got approached by Chris way back. So he called me up. He came to a couple of my shows, my earlier bands that I was in. Right? He contacted me one time, like a random phone call. And he calls me up and I pick up his phone and it's him and he's like, yo. And then we discuss, talk about music. And I remember him at the show and he's like, yo, I'm putting something together and I want you to be a part of it. I really like your voice and I think you'd be a good fit. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, what do you got? And he's like, well, the band's called Mass Punishment. And I'm like, you know what? That's fucking badass. I'm on board. And he told me the whole background story, what it's about, and I appreciate all of that. And I heard the music and I was like taking like, wow, this guy, man, he can really write. I was just blown away by the structure of the music he was writing. And I could definitely work with this. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And we met up and the rest was history, man. I had a long journey, but it's been a blast, man. It's been a blast.
And it's funny how once you hear something, and even though you may not have lived the life we've led, somebody comes to you with a concept and you're like, fuck it, I'm on board. That's what I want. That's exactly what I've been looking for. And like you said, you were in other bands, so you're like, yeah, this is what I want.
Well, yeah, just the way, I mean, everything, it just, for some, people got it. And for me, he's got it, it's just something about his writing, something about his guitar playing, man. It's just something that just grabs me personally. And I don't know, I have to be a part of it. It's just something, I don't know. It's just meant to be, man. It's just meant to be. And the vocals, I think, go greatly hand in hand, man. It's great. I love it.
Yeah. So now, how long you guys been together? I mean, you guys are kind of, I don't want to say kind of new, but you guys are kind of in the younger stage of the band.
We're reborn. We're
Yeah.
reborn right now.
We came
But,
back from a hiatus. Yeah, we had a
yeah,
several year hiatus.
Real quick, we got a couple people in the chat room saying hi. So how's everybody out there? We're chatting with Chris, Eric, and Brian from the band Mass Punishment. Check them out. Where can our viewers and listeners out there find your guys' stuff on social media?
What's
How you
up?
guys
What's up?
doing?
How you doing, everyone?
Thank you.
Want to take that over, Chris? On YouTube, but I would definitely recommend either Spotify or Apple Music.
Check out our new lyric video on YouTube, though. That's pretty hot. You know.
Yeah, do you want to post the link in chat, Chris? Let's see if I
Yeah,
can find-
post the link, post whatever you guys got, whatever.
Yeah, here, let me
Yeah,
see
look,
if I
yeah,
can.
we push everything, and now we're I don't know if it's in its infancy. I mean, I haven't even got a bank account yet, but I just started a new business with the Asgard Radio, with Asgard Media, and Thunderpick Productions. We now have Harwood Entertainment Incorporated, which is a non-for-profit, and we are going to be, as soon as I get my 503c, get everything set up, the bank account, we're hopefully get enough people to contribute. And what we're going to be doing is say, like, you're on tour, all right? You're on tour, and a week, 2 weeks go in, and you get a flat tire, and you're like, fuck, how are we going to pay for this? Well, you pay for it. You fill out a piece of paper that's a reimbursement from me. You send it with a receipt, and we're going to pay you back for that.
Wow, dude, that's the first time I've ever heard something of that being done for bands.
That's pretty awesome.
That's
That
is
something.
awesome.
I'm glad you're a nonprofit because I could see that getting a lot of donations. I would totally promote that when we're on tour or playing shows. So when
Yeah.
you have those links ready, just send them over to me.
Yeah, as soon as we get everything together, as soon as I get everything done, I just started it. I just started the paperwork. I just started, but yeah, that's what I just started. I've had Asgard for 13 years, and I said, it's time to do more for you guys than just playing your songs and promoting you. I want to help more, and that's what we're going to do. So Chris and I will have the access to the account, even though he's in Kentucky and I'm in Northwest Indiana. We're both going to have access to the account. So either one of us, whoever gets the paperwork in first with their receipt, he can write a check or send out the payment, and you'll be paid in full for whatever. I mean, if you get equipment damage, you guys get sick, like a band of ours just got sick and they had to find lodging for 2 days. We're going to repay your lodging because that's something that, you don't account for. So that's what we're going to start that hopefully here in the next couple months.
Brother,
That's
you're setting the
awesome.
bar. You're setting the bar, man. That's what I love to hear.
And I believe we actually check the after the show. Remind you to check the Facebook Messenger because I believe we already have someone that wants sponsorship for some shows.
Okay, we can do it. We can do that. So.
Excellent.
So,
That's cool.
So Chris, before
I
you
got
went in-
the link in chat, by the way, for the YouTube lyric video. I just put that in chat. If anybody wants to check that out.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
I saw that, Brian. Thank you.
Welcome.
So, Chris, before you went into the army, were you into music? Was music your thing? What got you started? Obviously, there's talent there prior to because you did it while you were there. You had your thoughts and ideas, but what did you do prior to going in?
Well, I was in industrial bands. Was my start into playing bands in general, out and in clubs. It was just me, a singer, a keyboard player, a couple keyboards and drum machines, and I would just jam along with the guitar to the shit that we would program. And yeah, so that was my intro. But like I was into music. I was into music at a young age. From probably like I got into heavy metal about 10, 11 years old. Funny story. There's this kid in middle school, 6th grade. His name's Bob. He wants to sell me 2 Metallica tapes, and I had to actually go into my mother's purse and take the $20 to pay for them that morning. Sorry, Ma. But those were the first two metal albums I ever owned. I remember coming home with them, and my mother was like, "How'd you get these?" And I was like, "Oh, this kid Bob at school gave them to me." And so she pops one of them in her big Pioneer stereo. She has the two towers on the side of the entertainment center in our living room. Pops in Metallica Master of Puppets, and it was on the B side. It was playing Damage Incorporated, and I remember, and my mom pressed play, and the speakers were blasting, and she looked at me with her eyes as wide as the sun, and her jaw hit the floor, and she was like, "You like this?" And this is my first time ever hearing it in my life, and I was just like, "Yeah, this is badass."
That was the first Metallica song I heard too.
So yeah, I was hooked. I wanted to do what James Hetfield did. I remember listening to his guitar, and I was like, whatever the hell is making that sound is what I need to do.
Yeah.
See, folks, I love it when they answer the questions and do the interview for me. You know, I was going to ask who or what got you started, what was your biggest influence, what made you like metal, and they're just answering the questions for me.
Oh hell yeah, man! Sorry, Chris, stealing your thunder, brother.
It's all good, but let me ask, what is one album you absolutely could not live without? If you were stuck stranded on a deserted island, you would take this album with you.
Are you asking all of us or just Chris?
All of you, all of you.
Oh, go ahead, guys.
I would say,
Mine.
I would say Far Beyond Driven from Pantera or Vulgar Display of Power.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Good
I'm
one.
gonna throw one out in the limb. I know it's kind of crazy, but I would say I'd want the 4-disc greatest hits Rush compilation because Rush is one of my biggest influences. Yeah.
That's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
one. Yeah.
So I figured I got everything covered. I got the progressive going. I got, they get a little poppy over the time, so I could do away with those songs. But at least if I get the 4-disc set, I'll have all the ones that I like,
Right.
Yeah.
And if you ask me, Neil Peart is the greatest drummer of all time. Hands
His
down.
story makes him the greatest drummer of all time. If you know a lot about his history and what he did, losing, a daughter and a wife, taking a trip on his motorcycle all the way down to the tip of South America from Toronto, going back and then writing a book and going back on tour. I mean, who does that?
Yeah.
Neil
I mean,
Peart.
yeah, and who locks himself in a cabin in the woods and comes out with an entire album written, So, but he's a great inspiration for me, not just as a drummer, but also as an individual, as a musician, a businessman, and overall. I mean, if you don't know about the story about Neil Peart, I highly suggest anybody go out and not just Andy Geddy Lee as well. Like they all have some incredible
Yeah, the only time
stories.
that ever happens is when some psycho woman finds you and you're riding a fork and
I was just watching Misery the other night, man. That's funny.
yeah, my very first album was in 1970 Kiss Rock and Roll Over. That was my very first album. And then I got my mother bought me a couple years later, she bought me Billy Joel's Glass Houses, and then I had Alive 2. And I tell you what, though, even though I was in, and then I got Ozzy, Bark at the Moon, and just all Motley Crue and all that. But I tell you what, Billy Joel's Glass Houses is one of my favorite albums. That is a fucking awesome album. One of his earlier ones, obviously. But yeah, it was a really good album, and she tried to get me away from the heavy metal, the Satan music shit. But
See, my mom was the opposite, and God rest her soul. She passed away in 2021, and I came back home to take care of my father. But she first got me into Alice Cooper.
Oh no shit!
So yeah, she got me into Alice Cooper. She showed me Pink Floyd. Billy Joel was another one that was really big. But Kiss, she was a huge Kiss fan when she was growing up. Huge Kiss fan. But she's the one that got me into Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne. So any of my earlier influences came from her. But my first influence was Metallica. Damage Incorporated. So, but it's kind of funny. She didn't really care for Metallica then. Later in her life, then she liked Metallica. But Alice Cooper was the first metal act that I actually listened to, and I was 6.
Yeah, my parents have a complete different outlook on Metallica now. Like everybody embraces Metallica now. It's funny. They hated it when I was listening to it growing up, but
well, people from my growing up, for me, I was like probably 13, 14, maybe 13 at the time. And I remember when I first heard, for me, it was Pantera. Pantera for me took the map. I don't care, for me personally, and just blew my mind, changed my life, got me to sing, got me to get into music, got me to start a band. It was Pantera. It just changed everything.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I
It
was a
was-
Metallica fan until
it
I
was-
listened to Pantera, and I switched right to Pantera right after. I felt they were
Well,
way
see,
heavier.
but see, for me, I respect Metallica to the highest you have to. Metallica is one of the all-time greatest bands to ever do
Well,
it.
and Metallica did pave the way for thrash metal for Pantera.
Absolutely,
Hell yeah, they did.
absolutely,
Hell yeah, they
absolutely.
did.
But you know what? I was young. I was younger influenced, but Pantera just I don't know, man. It just sucked me in. Pantera kind of like lash out, but I was always that Pantera fan, and I don't know, man. It was. I used to draw on my.
Yeah, I remember doing that with my. Yeah, I did that on all my.
Someone has
Yeah.
on his arm. That snake that goes down his arm. I drew that on my film without him. So I want to thank that dude because that's who influenced me to pick up a mic, and I was like, this guy is God. That was it for me,
Well,
man. That was it for
there's
me.
so many bands to embrace from back then. You got Slayer, Metallica, Megadeth, Iron Maiden, Anthrax. You know, you had the best
Absolutely.
thrash bands ever in the fucking world come out back then,
Yeah, you did.
and really paved the way
Max Color,
from metal, and paved the way for people like
Sepul-
Pantera and shit.
yeah, Sepultura. I gotta
Yeah,
mention them.
Sepultura.
Max Calavera.
Hell yeah,
Another
man.
one. Max Calavera is a really huge influence on me.
So
Extremely
Gwen-
talented.
Gwen said her first album was Bat Out of Hell 2, and she goes, I'm a weirdo who listens to everything. My first metal album was Black Album, Metallica.
Mine too, and I actually.
Oh my God.
See, I told you, Chris. Black.
What the
Seriously,
hell, man?
the Black Album. is one
I
of my
like the
favorite
Black
was
albums.
my
Album.
first
I do
metal
too.
Yeah.
album.
I thought it was a great
And
album.
I think you know what, dude? The Black Album is amazingly written. Amazing, I think.
I agree.
Every song is like amazing.
I'm so old. I actually, in 86, I saw Metallica open for Ozzy Osbourne.
Wow,
Wow,
that's awesome.
For him,
Oh, yeah.
for the-
Now
Ride
the
the
first
Lightning King.
band
Yeah.
to get me into metal was Ozzy, but the first album I owned was the Black Album.
Yeah, but I got to see Metallica do just a quick set for Ozzy Osbourne back like I said in 86, and I was a junior in high school. So but my mom was cool with everything. She listened. My mother grew up with Motown. My mother loved Motown, and I still today I can listen to Motown at any time.
Me too.
But she never said, you know, you can't go to that concert. Like my first concert was Motley Crue in '84, and
Nice.
Autograph opened for them. Ozzy or Kiss played with King Cobra at this little bitty venue in Hammond, Indiana, on Easter Sunday. And my grandmother had a fucking litter of kittens. I swear to God, she was pissed. My mother was letting me go.
And you're missing out on Easter Sunday, yeah, man.
Yep.
Easter Sunday, they played in it was like 5 blocks from my grandmother's house. And my buddy, myself in high school, we came in, you know, all dressed up, ready to go to a concert. My grandmother was like, what is going on? And my mom goes, well, they're going to a concert. They're going to see Kiss tonight. So, and my grandmother, how can you go let them still see that on Easter? That is just a, you know, Satan music and all that. I was like, oh man, this is great.
and you're in confession on Monday.
Yeah. I went 12 years.
Yeah. I think everybody's parents said there was, you know, that kind of type of music, and I was like, what?
In
Yeah,
music, but
as
that
she
was just
used
too
to say
heavy
to
for
me.
them. My dad was like more Eagles, Led Zeppelin, Grateful Dead stuff.
Yeah, but
You know,
dude,
my
I respect them bands too. Those are good
Well, I
bands.
love them. I'm just saying, like my parents
Yeah.
never got into the heavy stuff.
Hey, I like Grateful Dead. I was a Deadhead.
Yeah. Led Zeppelin, absolutely.
Zeppelin. Yep.
So let's go back to each of you. Let's go back to lead singer here. When you were singing, when did you find your voice? How did you figure this? Oh, I can sing, dude. I can fucking sing, and it's not just in a shower.
Wait,
You know what? That's a good.
wait, he found his voice?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just
that's
joking.
it. That's a good question, man. That's a really good question. Like I said, like when I got influenced to start a band, I would see. I guess I was the age of 16, was probably maybe 15, 16 probably was my first 15, 16 going on 17 was probably like my first band I started forming. And and I remember going to my buddy's house and he wanted to start a band. He was a big Chains fan. And the other drummer was a big Tool fan. And one was a Nirvana fan, really. And I respect all the bands. So I was like, all right, well, I'm a huge Pantera fan, so let's do a band. So we jammed out and I just started singing and just started just belting out, yelling, and trying to find my voice. And I sounded horrible. I thought I did, and they were just like, "Dude, you got a decent voice." I'm like, "Oh, are you kidding me?" I don't even know where the hell those videos or those tapes would be, but I remember going to his house. It was every Friday and Saturday. We would jam out, and I would just sing, and they would just we played our first show. I remember at the Stone Pony in New Jersey, and yeah, man. And actually, after that show, I got off stage, and these two girls came up to me, younger. I had no idea who they were, and they're like, "We want your autograph." I'm like, "What? Are you kidding me?" And this is a true story. I swear to God. And you were awesome. I'm like, get out of here, get out of here. I was kind of being a dick, but I didn't mean to be because I'm like, I suck. I'm hard on myself, always hard. I still think I suck. I signed to whatever they told me to do, and like, and right then and there, those two girls that did that, just myself, Eric, have more confidence and just be true to yourself. And then I just kept trucking along, and then people would just comment me, dude, you got an awesome voice. I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm okay. And I love singing. I love doing what I got to do, and I just keep going. And I'm here doing I'm very blessed to have what I've been doing, and I'm grateful. That's all I have to say. But I'm a very, very humble dude.
That's not all he has to say.
So that's it. And then I just carried on from that, and then yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what else to really say about that.
Yeah, I know. I completely understand where you're coming from, being humble, and you know. So when did you figure out, you know, you had an instrument, you can do something with yourself? Was it before Chris approached you? Were you in bands before that? Well, how did you figure out what you could do? I'm sorry,
Like me?
Brian, I'm sorry.
Oh, Brian. Yeah, actually,
Oh,
I was
okay.
I was in several bands. Even in high school, I was in like sometimes 3 bands at a time. Played into punk rock bands, hardcore bands, grindcore bands. In fact, I was playing in a grindcore band called War Crime before Chris approached me, and War Crime would play shows with Chris and a couple of his other projects. So we already had like kind of like a knowing of each other, and you know, he liked my drumming style. I was always like a little bit different. I had different styles. I listened to not just death metal, I like progressive rock, I like funk, I play jazz. So I like to incorporate certain things, within my drumming within that. But I also played in a punk rock band called Bible Fiction, another band called Conceived by the Unborn, and then what was the one? I have Ascension was another one that I was doing at a long time ago. But when Chris approached me with Mass Punishment, it just had more structure. I was playing in bands that even if we went on tour, bands would be fighting, people would be sleeping with each other's girlfriends type of thing. It just never, I mean, War Crime was a great band, but the bass player stole the guitar player's girlfriend and then started bringing her to band practice. So that just, the band fell apart. I basically just left the band after that. They made a decision to kick out the guitar player whose girlfriend got stolen without me, just because I just stopped coming to practice. I just didn't, I felt that was just morally wrong. I'm not the type of person of stealing someone's woman. I'm a one woman type person. But Chris approached me. Not only did I like the idea of the band, the idea behind the name, the message that it was going to be bringing across, but it actually had structure. We practiced twice a week. It was, firms on that. There was no backing out, and that was the type of band that I was looking for. We played shows on the weekend, almost every weekend, did a couple of mini tours out of state, and really I was looking for seriousness. I wasn't really looking for the fun in the scene. I could give a crap less about the scene. I just wanted to play drums. And Mass Punishment, Chris and Eric, they gave me that outlet to just sit there and play drums. And that's why I chose it over all those other bands that I was playing.
Well,
Awesome.
if you want structure and you want, something that's going to be set in stone, you get with the military person, you get with the veteran.
Oh, yeah.
We're always structured. We got our, we got our vision, and that's what we're doing.
Yep.
So-
Do it again. Run it back from the
Yeah.
top, and I was in drum corps, and there was no like, oh, that was okay. It was like, no. You do it
No.
again. You do it again until it's right. You're at it 9:00. No, we're going to pay for another hour till 10:00 at the rehearsal studio till it's right.
Yeah, I mean, we got that, that drive, and like I said, I've been doing this for a while, and I want to expand. I can tell Chris is the same way. Like you said, there's structure. There's, this is what we're doing, and we ain't gonna fucking stop until it's done. And this is, this is how it's gonna be.
That's pretty funny because that's actually how it goes. that's
Hey,
that's
straight up,
actually how I.
straight up,
I've
I'm
actually-
a welder, and if I don't like how my weld looks, I cut it off and do it again.
Yep. There is no mediocre work. I don't
No.
believe in mediocre anything. You got to
Yeah,
follow
we're
through. Too many people don't follow through, and when people don't follow through, I lose them out of my phone book. So it's not that I'm being cocky about that. I just want to surround myself with like-minded people, rich-minded people, so,
Right on.
and people
Matt-
that respect
Matt-
themselves.
Mass Punishment needs to maintain a level of combat readiness.
yeah,
We're always ready. We're always ready to go. We know what we're doing. We know what our jobs are, and we're a well-oiled machine and ready to do it.
Well, I think we just gel really good. Like Brian and Chris, they get together, man. It's like they could write a song like in seconds. They just
It just happened last week.
Yeah.
yeah, just
Yeah. Mhm.
and like me, I freestyle, so I'm in there and I just freestyle vocal patterns, like and it just works. I can't explain it, man. It's like peanut butter and jelly. It just goes crazy. It's great.
I feel you, because at my work we got a bunch of guys that sit around and play guitar, and I'll sit there and listen to them playing guitar and just make up lyrics as they go.
Right on.
Yeah,
Right
yeah,
on.
man.
I have no talent. I can't do shit. The only thing I can do is bullshit. I can talk my
Is that what you're doing here? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, that's a talent, man. You could have been a politician.
No, seriously,
The only thing I could do.
I can't sing worth a lick. I tried to take drum lessons when I was a kid, and I didn't have the patience. But when it comes down to doing shit and making sure things are right, that's I'm the person you come to. Like I'm a cook in a kitchen as well.
Right on.
And if these people they got to get their shit right, hey, that's a nice cat face there.
Yeah. With his
But,
Yeah,
yeah.
Chris doesn't have any
4
kids.
teeth.
Yeah, my kids are grown.
Hey, my
You
kids
don't have
are
kids,
grown,
that's
but
a
I'm
good thing.
still the biggest kid you'll ever meet.
That's Chris's master bedroom there.
Oh, right on. Got the
Are we
bunk
allowed- are we
beds
allowed to-
going, hell yeah. Dude, we were at the
Are we allowed to
furniture
curse
store
it?
the other day, and I'm over in the corner looking at the race car beds. But it wasn't just a race car bed. It was a 4-wheel drive truck, and the headlights lit up and shit. I'm like, dude, where was this?
Yeah, man.
I don't need to be a kid. I'm a grown up. I can have this bed if I want it.
Yep. It's got a radio in it and everything.
Eric, what were you gonna say?
Just are we allowed to curse on here? I didn't want to curse.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
been cursing the whole time, Eric. I'm the
Yeah,
only one
you
that hasn't.
you screwed that up a long time ago, bro.
We believe in free speech. Just we ask that you not be a dick and no politics, no racist. Just say
Yeah.
what you want to say.
I got you. Just following the rules, man. Just following the rules.
We don't. We
Our
talk about music.
rules.
That's all we talk about. We talk about you guys. We want to know about you. We want to know everything about your past, your present, where you're heading. We want to know about your music. But we don't. There's when I started Asgard, it was for Chicago bands because I was going to concerts, and back in the '80s, it was always an opener and the headliner. That's all it was. And then
Yeah.
when I came home from Iraq in '91, and then my dad died in '94,
Sorry to
and
hear
I'm
that.
a child, and I'm adopted, so I had to either
I'm adopted
get out
too.
of MLS or go sit in a desk. And I was like, I can't watch my brothers and sisters being shipped off to combat and me sitting at a desk doing their fucking paperwork. I can't. There's no way. So I opted out. But anyway, I was going to concerts and I was seeing all these, local band, direct support, and headliner. And I'm like, all right, these guys got there's no platform for these fucking guys. I like these bands. That's why I started it. It started for Chicago bands, and then I got a band from Australia, and then I got a band from Sweden, and then I got Canadian, and I'm like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do now? So went back and got a master's in international management, so I know rules, regulations, and laws, and that's how I started. April 2nd, 2010 is when I started, and never thought I'd be where we are today. Never thought we'd be interviewing everybody. And it's great. I even told Sebastian Bach in the back of his bus. I said, "I'm using you, bro." I said, "I'm not gonna lie." I said, "I'm using you. I'm gonna run your interview." I said, "And then I'm not playing any of your songs. I'm playing a band that no one's ever heard. So I'm gonna lure people in with your interview, and then I'm playing a band that no one's ever heard of before, or a new song from a band." And he goes, "Really?" He said, "That's what you're doing." He goes, "Do you make money off that?" I said, "Not a fucking dime." He goes, "Dude, that's fucking great." He said, because he goes, "Fuck radio. Fuck radio." He goes, "They've made so much money off me." He said, "What you're doing is good." He said, "Don't ever quit." I said, I don't plan on to until I die. So I said, I'm 54. I got a good another 20 years.
Sebastian Bach's the first rock star I ever met.
Yeah,
Really?
I actually did a music video for him.
I literally drove up to his house with my friends in high school and fucking knocked on his front door, and he came out, hung out with us on his front porch and shit. Fucking signed all of our shit. He signed the back of my leather jacket. Fucking wore that shit every day to school. Fucking autograph ended up wearing off. But I still got some pictures and shit hanging out front of his house and everything. I got to listen to Subhuman Race before he released it.
I need you to back up for a second. I need to know how you ended up at Sebastian Bach's front door.
Well, we're from New Jersey. He's
Yep.
he's originally from Canada, but they're from New Jersey, and I don't know. Yeah, but and then he came to Jersey and he moved to fucking Lincroft, and like it was probably a half hour, 40-minute drive from my house, and I had my cousin drive me and my friends from high school over there and shit.
I think he's
It
still
was
in
pretty
Jersey.
cool.
He still
It was
is.
pretty cool.
I did a
Yeah.
music video for him because I used to do music video promotion in the music industry. I worked for John Warden, one of the best mentors I've ever had, but he owns Ride Video Promotion, and that's how we met him in Red Bank. We worked a video for him on air, so it was quite an experience. Definitely, he's a character, man. He's funny. He's funny, and he has no filter.
None. He's got none. And what's
Nope.
funny is everybody always says, "Oh, he's such a dick. He's such a dick." No, he wasn't. He was
Not to
really
me.
cool.
Yeah.
No, man.
He was really. I mean, we sat. Now I can tell he was tired because they didn't. I was supposed to do the interview at 10 o'clock at night. They didn't call me till 11:30, and I'm in the pit, in the photo pit with Queensryche on stage, and they finally called me and said, "Hey, he's ready for you." And I walked in, and you can tell he's tired. He's just beat. It's late. They put on a kick-ass show, and then as soon as the camera went on, his switch just clicked, and he was like himself.
He's a professional. He's a professional.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he was a great interview. We laughed. We had a great time. And then when it was over, he went back to, "All right, is this the last one?" He said, "Because I really need to get to bed." And I'm like, dude, all I do is to sign this guitar with all these other fucking guitar, everybody else that signed it, so we can raffle it off for disabled American veterans. And we're gonna auction it, and then the money's gonna go for them. He goes, "Okay." He signed it, and we got out, and he was beat. But yeah, he's very.
I'm sorry, I'd have to tell him, don't change who you are once the camera starts rolling. I want you to be you.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. But you got to fire yourself up a little bit. give yourself some false motivation sometimes. Like if I, it's like you know, there were times where you know one of us or all of us weren't ready to really play a show, and but you know you have to put up that false motivation, give the crowd a show, not go up there with this miserable attitude and stuff. You know, like there
Right.
was a couple of times where you know you weren't feeling it, you weren't ready to play. There was no reason, like you didn't want to be there. You just wanted the show to be over and go home. But you go
Yeah.
on stage and see. So
Right.
that's basically where
So-
I get where Sebastian would fire himself up for the interviews and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Me and my friends started going to his house every friggin' weekend. It was funny as shit. We started
That's
going
awesome,
there every
man.
weekend.
What you just said,
Yeah.
you get up there, you gotta put on your show, you gotta put on, hot topic right now in the music world is Falling in Reverse. Have you guys all heard this?
I don't really follow anything, to be honest with you.
What
Yeah,
happened?
Well, it was up in Cadet, Wisconsin. And Falling in Reverse was on stage and the lead singer wasn't feeling it. So he cut him off at 30 minutes and they walked off stage.
Oh, see, I didn't
Oh,
hear
yeah.
about that. Yeah, I didn't hear
Yeah,
about that.
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's on, I mean, he's been on every platform, every interview saying, you know, that the promoter didn't, you know, the food was bad, the crowd wasn't into it, all this other stuff. And, you know, you're hearing all these other bands that played saying there was no issue, but Mike said that he just wasn't feeling it. He wasn't feeling the crowd. He wasn't feeling so they just walked off stage.
How about you just stop being a pussy and stop making excuses and just say, I'm sorry. I fucked up, guys. My bad show. I'm really sorry about that.
Yeah,
Some
you just
people,
keep
some
moving,
people
man.
don't know how to
The
take
food was
responsibility.
bad.
That's why.
Well, fucking, I ate a bag of egg roll one fucking
I'm not
day. I don't
defending him.
fucking bring it on stage with me. I know, I'm not saying. Fucking eat bad sushi one day. You still got to fucking do your job.
Exactly.
And Eric, I mean, you're the singer, so what? I mean, you might not feel a crowd one night, but you still got to go up there and lead them on and get them going.
Listen,
Yeah,
listen, what I do is I just look them dead in the eyes and just keep staring at them and keep staring at them and give them this look like I want to murder them. And then you say, "Oh shit, man, I better love this motherfucker," you know. So nah, but for me, you gotta give them 100%. Regardless of anything, you gotta get there, even though if you're not feeling it, you just gotta push, man, and give them 100%. They're there. They're there to see a show, and you gotta
I've-
kick fucking ass, 100
I've
fucking 10%, man. No fucking around.
I worked at a venue for a long time and I've seen a band perform to an audience of like maybe 20 people, and I think most of them were their friends.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh,
they
so you came to a
Yeah.
Mass Punishment show?
But dude, they put on a show like they were playing for an audience that, I mean, it was, I swear this band playing for 20 people was the best show of the night.
It was a Mass Punishment show. See, I told you.
I'm joking. I believe it is, because even though you guys are not playing for, you know, hundreds of people, you're only playing for, you know, you might be 10 people and a bartender. You know, you guys still
But you're
put
still
on the
giving
show because that's what those
110%
people are
each
there
and
for.
every show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And that's why, you know, I want to help all of you guys, because you guys go out there all the time, regardless if it's 3 people or 300, and you're putting on the same fucking show. And like I said, I can go up there and talk to an audience. I can hype an audience up, but I can't play anything. So, you know, I would love to be on stage. I would love to have a venue to where I can go on stage and hype a venue, you know, and hype the audience up for you know, you guys to come on, and then just back you guys and say, you know, go buy their shit, go buy their merch, you know, let's support them. That's what I want to do, and this is my outlet right now to what I'm doing. But my whole idea is I'm hoping to, my thing, and everybody says that I've got a lot of backlash from this. I would love to buy a abandoned church
Oh, there we go.
and make that as a venue. Think about the acoustics in
Oh.
there. Your fucking green room would be, you know, in the back already.
Yeah, yeah.
VIP could be the choir loft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's already there. The electronics are already in there. You know, I'm like, shit, fuck, a church would be the perfect fucking venue.
But it's gotta
The
be-
Trocadero in Philadelphia is actually
yep.
an old church, man.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
And
place to play.
it's awesome, man. Yeah, it's where Lamb of God filmed Philadelphia. Actually, that venue is pretty fucking awesome. Actually,
Yeah,
I
it
love that thing.
cascades down to the stage. It's beautiful. I played there a
Yeah,
couple of times.
it has
Yeah.
it has a mezzanine where the fucking church choir would sing up top on the mezzanine, but now
Yeah.
that's just regular seating up there and shit. So you could sit up on the
Yeah.
mezzanine and watch the bands and shit.
And that's what I was saying. I'm saying that could be the mezzanine, that could be, you know, where media is, that could be where, you know, and then the fucking, I said we can knock out the walls and like the confessionals, and that can be like the merch booth.
Well, when we doing this? Let's get started. Let's
See,
get started.
Hey, as soon as
my
I can get
idea-
this, as soon as I can get this nonprofit going and we can raise the funds for it, I'm surely gonna fucking buy one. I swear to God, I'm getting one, and it's gonna be awesome.
My
Oh, we'll
idea is
definitely
just
book
to
with
buy
you.
some land here in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky, build a giant pole barn, 200-foot long, and the first 100 foot is my venue, and the last 100 foot is the green room and my house.
In my house.
There you go. Yeah.
Right. Hey, if
Get
you
yourself
if
right
you,
next door.
if you build it, they will come.
Yes.
No, I'm not saying next door. I'm saying backstage. You're going in my house.
All right.
Yeah.
Now that's a humble experience.
Yeah.
So what's going up next for you guys? What do you guys got coming up? What's happening with the band, tours, music? What you got going?
Well, I'm sure that there's going to be touring in the future. We don't have anything set yet as far as tour dates, but we are in the middle of finishing up recording our album Worldwide Genocide, which we hope to have out by early spring. We have 2 more singles that we'll be releasing off of the album. And actually, we got some pretty exciting news. We have a contract on the table, so we have our lawyers looking at that, and we're going over the contract right now. Actually,
Okay.
Yep.
Right on.
Well, we'll have to get all the info for that when that happens, when it's, you know, set in stone and you guys are ready to talk about it. We'll definitely have to release all that.
oh yeah,
Oh
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
definitely. Most
Yeah,
definitely.
that's gonna be.
I know that
party.
Chris wants to say so much more right now, but he just can't.
I'm being very
So-
reserved in everything that
Yes,
I
he
want
is.
to say. Yes, so.
I'll be ready.
Yeah, well, you
for
kind
that.
of got to. You know what I mean? You kind of got to. So.
Well, once you get the lawyers involved, you got to let them handle it. You know. So
We're not going to give anything else out until we have, you know, our Hancocks on the paper.
Yep.
Everything's signed and done.
No, and when you started talking about it, Eric started going crazy. He started like jumping out of his chair, like, yeah.
Yeah, I know he's dying. We're all dying to tell everybody, but
Yeah, I'm like-
we're holding off.
Yeah.
He did.
I do want to shout out our bass player Ferg, who's
Yes.
actually he came down with diverticulitis. It's why he can't be part of the interview right now. Actually, so he's out of commission right now. But Ferg, we love you, we miss you, and get well soon, brother.
yes, brother.
Love you, bro. Love you,
Please.
bro.
Yeah, get well. I have diverticulitis. I can't eat popcorn or, you know, bullshit like that. I can't, because it just makes me sick. So I'm right there with you, brother. Get better. You know, Metamucil. Take a lot of Metamucil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Collagen.
He's a tough dude, man. He'll pull through.
Yeah, he is.
We'll definitely have to, after you guys, maybe in the spring when you guys release the album, we'll have you back on and we'll start talking about that. And hopefully you guys have some tours, you know, some dates for us and some cities and shit. And we'll get you gotta come this way, man. I mean, we're directly west of New Jersey. So I'm in Northwest Indiana. So, You know, we got South Bend, we got Fort Wayne,
Yep.
we got Hammond, we got, you know, Chicago, we got all kinds of shit out here.
I was
I mean,
just
well, we-
actually right
bro.
through Indiana. I went to visit the Sweetwater factory, and then I was out in Illinois for a couple weeks.
All right, I'm wearing it now.
I
Yeah.
prefer Indiana a lot better.
We're definitely planning on hitting all the states. You know, we're definitely going to be doing something.
Because I transitioned to Kentucky from Illinois.
Okay. I like Kentucky a little bit better,
I,
honestly.
I love Kentucky compared to, well,
Yep.
I miss my friends, I miss my people, I miss my music scene, but I love Kentucky. Cost of living, the people.
I heard Chicago's really good too to play.
Chicago's a good place to play. There's a lot of
Yeah.
venues out there. A lot of venues that play metal music and that welcome a lot of bands.
Reggie's, the social club, the ballroom, go a little further south, you got the Forge,
You got Bottom Lounge.
Mojo's, Top Fuel Saloon.
Yep.
I'll hit them all, man. I'll hit them all. Line them up.
Oh,
I'll hit them all.
so many, so fucking Livewire. Livewire gets crazy, man. They got fucking they'll have burlesque dancers there with titties hanging out and fucking just, you know, little bitty, you know, things that thongs on, and, you know, seeing there's one girl there that we were laughing that she had the perfect fucking walnut pussy hole you've ever seen.
Oh, I hope
wow.
my mom's not watching.
Bent over, you know, to do her thing, and that it winked, and it wasn't her ass. Okay, it just winked at you. It was like the perfect. And the guy next to me just grabbed me. He goes, "Oh my God, Slider! Holy shit! That was the most perfect thing I've ever seen."
Man, that's one good pussy.
It was hilarious. It was so funny. But yeah, there's a lot of places in Chicago. But all right, before we let you go, I'm gonna ask Eric first. We'll go around the room here. Chris always asks these questions about, you know, your place you want to play, you know, the band you want to play. But I want to get everybody's idea on. All right, so if you got a chance to play anywhere, your manager came to you and just you, don't, you know, just with the band, you know, and said, "Hey,
MSG,
Yeah.
where you want to play, where you want to play."
Madison Square Garden, baby.
Yeah, I'm with Chris on that one. That was going to be my answer. I played Giant Stadium before, but nothing's going to compare to MSG. I would love to play MSG.
Yeah.
To be honest, I would want to play the Grammys.
The
One
Grammys?
song, right?
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Why not?
Yep.
You want to
Yeah.
play the one song, or you want to play a whole montage of an album?
At the Grammys, I don't know if they'll give us that, but you know,
A
one song
montage would probably be
great.
your best, you know, montage. See if you could get it 10 minutes down, you know?
Yeah.
Or-
Or even get to the Grammys as far as being nominated.
I'd rather be in the
honor
Rock
that.
and Roll Hall of Fame, though.
Donington, Bloodstock, you name it. We're gonna go everywhere. We're going to the top.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I expect you guys to do big things. I'm waiting to see what you guys, you know, what comes out of you guys, because I believe you guys got a lot of good things ahead of you guys.
I'm serious. I want to be the best fucking band in the fucking world, bro. I
Hey.
want to be the biggest fucking band in the world.
You
Hell
never
yeah.
stop. I mean, you just don't stop.
No, you can't. You can't stop.
No, I mean, I believed in what I was doing a long time ago. I lived in my car for 3 months with my dog, and I was going to Purdue and Hammond, and I did the show by myself for 12 hours a day out of Purdue's library using their Wi-Fi, because I believed in what I was doing. But I was living in my car for 3 months at the time. So yeah, don't ever quit, regardless of whatever happens. You know, everybody has issues, everybody has problems. You work through it, you keep going, and you never know what can happen.
I
Oh, we
agree.
had our
I
shit.
did the car thing,
We
you
had
know. I lived in a car
we
when I
had
was
our
building my
shit, Tom.
studio out in Arizona. And
Yeah.
I had to do that because, couldn't find another place to live, and did that until I rented a room, lived in the studio for a little bit until the studio was finished.
What'd you say, Eric?
Sorry, Eric.
No, I said, no, that's all right. No, I just said we had our share of problems and we keep fighting through them. And I don't know, it just meant to be, man. It's just meant to be. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
It's meant to be. It's just something. It's crazy. We could go. I could tell you a whole story, but that would take up like another day. But it's amazing what we went through and still together, man. It's just crazy. No one would ever believe our story ever. If I told you how we got here, you would never believe it ever in a million years. Hopefully, it'll be
It's definitely documentary worthy.
absolutely, man. It's I'm even shocked about it. Like I'm like, wow, I never thought in a million years they would have it happen. But I don't know, man. It's some higher power. Just I don't know. It's crazy.
It's something that brings it, that just keeps you driving to what you believe in something. You got to keep going. You don't just quit because you have a hard time. You keep driving because you believe in what you're doing.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
One foot in
yeah,
front of
man.
the other. That's what I always say. One foot in front of the other, even if it's a tiny step, it's still progress.
Yeah.
Amen.
I mean, I'm sure Chris has told you as much as I can tell you. You don't ever fucking quit. There is no quit. There is no I can't. You just fucking drive on, man. You just keep going. And you know what? I've had cooks that have just quit on us because they couldn't handle a busy Saturday. Fuck, and then they'll other cooks will say, remember this person? I'm like, no. Well, he's the person that quit on that Saturday. I'm like, I don't fucking care about it. What the fuck I care about him for? He quit. He's gone. We're moving forward. We're keeping going. So
See, that's the whole thing. Your attitude. That's what it's about. You got to believe in yourself, and you got to believe in the music. You got to just keep trucking and believe it. And you keep working hard. And you keep trucking along and keep working and working. Good things will happen.
yeah.
Good things will happen. I'm a big believer in that. Hard work pays off. Hard work pays off no matter what. It may take you a little bit longer than other people, maybe, other than that, but you keep working at something, you keep going and going and going. You will get your time. You just got to keep fucking going.
Success comes from failure.
Yes. I mean, I've had DJs quit on me. 3 DJs quit on me on their show in 1 week. And then 6 months later, they had their own radio station. You know where they are now? Not in a radio station. That was like 6 years ago. They just stabbed me in the back and fucking decided they want to do their own thing. And now none of them are doing anything in music. So I believe, you just got to keep fucking moving forward. So, but I think you guys are great. I think you guys are going to go far. With your guys' just kind of everything you guys put together, and how your mindset is. You guys have that drive that I know we'll be seeing you guys for a very long time. And when you guys make it big, and I come and say, hey, can we do an interview? Don't look at me like, who the fuck are you, old man?
Bro, I just want to say, man, I appreciate you saying that, man. I really do. That's like, dude, that's I don't know, man. That's awesome that you said that. I appreciate you saying that. That's means a lot to me, brother. It means a lot to me.
Hey,
Tears to his eyes.
Thank you.
You guys.
No, I mean, no.
I know. I can see him. That's good.
That's a sincere compliment, man. I'm very humbled, and I appreciate that, brother. That means a lot to me, man. It really does. It means a lot. It means a whole lot.
Hey, Brian, I just sent that picture real quick. Can you put that up in the chat room? The picture I just sent?
Yeah, let me forward it to
Thank you.
my work email.
Oh yeah, that's a badass photo, man. I love this fucking photo, bro. Wait till you check. Wait till you see this photo, man. Oh my god.
And this will show you what the new uniforms look like too, because we just did this photo shoot 2 weeks ago.
Right on.
It's a little
photo. It's a little.
If you guys gotta have a promotional if you guys have a promotional, all right, I'm trying to find it here. If you guys have promotional stuff that you have, ready to go, photos, autograph, whatever, let me know. And I will definitely go ahead and get that and put it in the studio. I've only been in this house that I have now for a year. And it's what's behind me now. I'm just in a room. I got the backdrop as you see. But it's just a paneled room that is in one of it actually my cat's room. But I have in the backyard, the guy was a woodworker. He built a 2-car garage with a 1-car door on it, garage door. He's got a heater in there. There's one window. I could put an air conditioner in there. But that's going to be the studio, and it's completely detached from the house. So that is being painted and all done up for the studio, where it's going to have one half of the garage is going to be like a couch and a chair, and it's going to be an interview area, and the other side is going to be the business area where I do the shows from, where I take care of the business and everything else. So you guys come through, we get that done. I get that done back there, and then definitely have to have a sit down in the real studio and get a live interview going.
Oh, I'd love to
Absolutely.
come
I would
out,
love to
bro.
do that.
Absolutely,
That'd be
man.
great.
Absolutely, bro.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm down.
Sign,
And I-
for that.
sign us up. Sign
All right,
us up.
where'd you do it, the picture? Where'd you put it?
I put it right in the
Oh,
chat
it's in the chat
as well
room
as the
over here on
YouTube
the-
link too as well.
Oh, thank you, bro.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Now you
Yeah,
know
I
why I
don't
wanted
know
to get on the computer. I didn't want to do it
Yeah,
on the
I'm
phone.
not. I'm horrible with computers, man. I'm not computer savvy at all.
I'm lucky I know how to connect to the Zoom meeting.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm with you.
Don't worry,
too.
I make up for the both of them. Don't worry about it.
I see in the bottom. It's like you can do reactions. I'm afraid to even hit that.
Yeah,
I
dude.
want to do.
I'm not.
I want to. It says hit reactions. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to hang up on them. You know what I mean?
That's the leave
I-
button, Eric.
I
Yeah,
hardly
I don't
know
know.
how to navigate my cell phone, so
All right, I just pulled it up.
Almost.
Okay, I see it. All right, okay. I see your bass player there. All right, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, man.
thank you,
Yeah.
bro.
It's a killer photo. Yeah, he did an amazing job in the photo shoot. More to come. So I can't wait to release them. It's gonna be badass.
I'm gonna have to download this here real quick so we have it.
Jim, you and Chris get me your addresses, and I'll send you out some T-shirts.
Okay,
All right.
absolutely. We'll get that out to you real quick. But yeah, hey, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. I really appreciate it.
I want to thank you,
This is
man. Thank you
awesome.
for having
Yeah.
me on.
Yeah, thank you
you for
very
having
much
me
for
on.
having us on.
No
Yeah,
problem,
Absolutely,
man.
thank you.
This was a
brother.
lot of fun. I'm looking forward to doing it again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whenever-
Hell yeah.
yeah. When you guys, like I said, you get that, get some more, get that album getting ready to drop. Hit us up, hit Chris up. He's the station manager. I pay the bills. He runs the station. That's how it usually goes. He sets everything up. He does a fantastic job at everything for the radio station. And, I would not have anything going on right now if it wasn't for him. He's been with me for a couple of years, and everything's been growing and running smoothly. And it's all because of Chronic, because he's always on top of things. I try and do what I can with emails and shit, and I'll send him and say, hey, this band wants an interview, or here's some new songs, and he's on it. So, but yeah,
That's all right.
absolutely. I'll get addresses out to you. He can get them out to you, and then like I said, when you guys get ready to drop that album, let's get back together.
Just want to
Oh,
let, just want
absolutely,
to
brother.
let, yeah, just want to let the mass punishment fans know that new music is in the making, and it's going to be insane. That's all I got to say. It's going to be insane.
You
Really,
guys are gonna
you sound-
fucking love
Can't
it.
wait.
Coming along really well. It's gonna rip your fucking face off.
It's gonna melt
Definitely.
your fucking head.
No, it's dude. It's insane. I can't wait to release it, man. It's coming along well. I'm very happy and excited.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I am too.
All right,
I'm
guys.
happy to be doing it with these guys, man. I can't believe it, dude. I can't believe for as long as we've fucking been together. Like I said, Brian and Eric and Ferg, man. I fucking love you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Much
Yeah.
love for everyone.
And like I said before, it's so hard when combat veterans come home to find people who are not just like-minded, but understand and can collaborate with you to do what you want to do. It really is hard.
It's hard to find civilian friends at all, to be honest with you. Like we're two different breeds of people. Like you understand it. You understand it, Jim. And so it's like we're two different breeds of people. So it's really hard to find people that I can open up with, to even share these feelings with. I'm lucky enough to have these guys that I make this music with, and it's just absolutely amazing, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, you found some very very special people to do what you do with, and yeah, because we are two different breeds, but you guys got such a great great thing going, and I just can't wait to see what you guys got coming on.
I know they put up a lot with me too, so
Yeah, we gotta smack them around a little bit.
I know I can be a handful, so but it's just like when you just know what you want, and you just, I mean, I compromise. It's not like I don't compromise, but fucking, at first I can be really hot headed sometimes, so anger issues, bro.
Yeah, I have a little bit of anger issues. I'm fighting felonies right now for beating up my now daughter's ex-boyfriend.
Oh boy.
There shouldn't be charges for that though.
That should be that should just be expected in life, and
what's that?
I was gonna warn my daughter's boyfriends too, because I know they're fucking listening. So take heed from what Jim's about to tell you.
Yeah,
allegedly.
He 23, thought he was
allegedly.
He told me he wasn't afraid of me, and I'm like, okay, all right. And we went outside, and he was talking shit, and yeah, next thing I know, he's calling the cops on me because he got his ass.
He's not afraid of you.
Yeah, not afraid of me.
He was calling the cops on you because he's not afraid of you.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, when you're sitting in my house, drinking my bourbon, talking to my daughter, and you ask her how many guys she's been with.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna stomp you.
Fucking buddy.
You know what? I ain't got no kids. I'm glad I ain't got no kids. I'm glad I ain't got a daughter because I'd be in jail or I'd be fucking killing somebody. Metaphorically speaking. Metaphorically. Don't take that seriously. But yeah, I would definitely. I don't know. I'd be hurting some people if I had a daughter. I know that.
And my daughters, they actually pick some good guys, so I don't really feel like I have to worry about that. Rocky's a good dude, James is a good dude, and a shout out to my daughters, Trinity, Morgan, and Rain. They actually did the Pledge of Allegiance on the song "Ground Pounder" off of Proving Grounds.
Yes, they did. They also did the videos too. Those videos are good.
Yeah. My daughter, she put together our first music video too for Blood Dirt. Yeah.
You have 3 daughters.
3 daughters, 2 sons, 3 different wives. Yeah, it's been a kind of rock and roll life,
I feel you, man. I straight up feel you.
Yeah, he got.
All right,
he's
Chris. Hey, you know what's funny? Your name is Chris too, so it could just be that. There's probably quite a few women listening in too right now that are just laughing their asses off at me right now too.
I'll straight up say, I love my daughter to death, and I tell her, I don't mind who you date. I just want you to make good choices, but at the same time, you got to learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. They do got to walk their own road at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my daughter's 27, and her road's still a little bumpy, and I keep trying to help her out, and unfortunately, I had to go to jail for 3 days, and now I'm still fighting it, like I said. But
I know I was kind of freaking out, like, what the fuck happened to Jim? I'm sitting here running the station and don't know where Jim is.
Oh man, come bail me out.
Yeah. But all right, guys. Hey, thanks a lot, and like I said,
yes, we appreciate it, guys.
And then we will definitely, as soon as that album gets ready to go, we're going to get back on with you.
Excellent.
Thanks a lot.
Much love, gentlemen.
Asgard Radio fucking rocks.
Asgard Radio. God bless.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Az.
God bless.
And everybody
Thank you
out
for
there,
having us
don't
on.
forget to check out Mash Punishment on YouTube.
All right.
Check them out
Thank
on
you, man.
Spotify. Listen to the music, spread the word, share the love, everybody. I'm Chronic
Love
Chris,
you guys.
AsgardRadio.com. With me is Slider. We're talking to Mash Punishment tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and we will catch you guys later.
Catch y'all later. Y'all be good. Talk.
Later, brother.
Later,
Thank you,
guys.
brother.